and sharing the screen in 3 to 1 as well. So guys, please let me know if you're able to see this. And yeah, here's the chat. And okay, so yes, can see. Thank you, Fuzzy. And okay, all right. So this is on the first day we did a lot, and we did save a lot of time by creating those machines, you know, already. So I'm just going back and just recall of what we did plus some questions. So I'm actually going backward. So by the end of this course, yeah, deploy an ESXi host. You will be able to do this. Deploy an ESXi host. Deploy a vCenter server instance, which we just deployed. Deploy a vCenter server appliance. We will be doing that, and then doing the comparison of you know, both the actual server and the appliance, and usually how appliances are really you know, what purpose they have when you have exact software as well as the appliance for the same software. Okay, manage an ESXi host using vCenter. We just in the last session we installed vCenter, and that's it. And at the end we were just I was just stuck at which browser to start that with, until Shahid came with the solution today. He sent that, and that was cool. So if you just run that PowerShell script, you will be able to you know, add or enable that Flash player in Windows 2012. Then we will be going for managing ESXi storage using vCenter server. Storage is a very big and of course very important topic, plus networking as well. So dedicated sessions for these the labs as well as the discussions. So then manage virtual machines using vCenter. Of course, we're going to create virtual machines. In fact, we're going to be populating our 2 hosts today and trying to get our vCenter up and running, so we could go with all the concepts. Then deploy and manage thin provisioned virtual machines. Definitely we are short of storage, so it will mostly be thin provisioned machines that we're going to be deploying. Migrate virtual machines with VMware, vSphere, vMotion. One of the most interesting skills of VMware for a VMware admin. That, oh yeah, I had a timer on. Sorry. Okay. So migrating virtual machines. Yeah, I need to put that volume up. My virtual machines. So vMotion would be one of the main tasks. Also, we will be trying that you know, P2V, where physical machine we will try at least, because we need a physical machine, P2V, you know, physical to virtual conversion. I am planning to, you know, try all those major skills that are required in the market. In fact, I always try to look up into the new job openings, and then I go for especially, you know, where the major role is VMware and or virtualization in general. Nowadays they're asking for, you know, you should know virtual solutions for. In fact, I have that Word document open where there was a very fine detail of there it is. Let me just get it. There was a lot they were asking, you know, we should basically be Superman, but deep technical understanding of desktop x64 operating systems. Anyway, this is Citrix as well. Familiarity with desktop virtualization technologies. From VMware has a desktop solution, Citrix has AppSense. So you look up on Google, there is AppSense as well for application virtualization, and Microsoft has also the VDI supporting. Then there is SCCM for install sheet, app vSequence. That's just SCCM, but anyway, you can see in many of the job openings that when it comes to virtualization, it's not only VMware, but VMware is still the one of the main. But Citrix, Microsoft are also very good competitors. AppSense is for there's a question in chat. What is AppSense? So application virtualization, just like Citrix do, that you install MS Office in one server, but and you do not install that application on any of the client machines, and just the icons are there shown on the desktop. User double clicks MS Word. MS Word actually executes from somewhere on the server side, and the client thinks that maybe it's installed on that same system. So anyway, application virtualization is that it is installed somewhere else and being running somewhere else. So this is just one of the job descriptions that I was seeing that, okay, and this is very less detail of virtualization, but in VMware I plan to put up some job opportunities, latest job opportunities for VMware admins, where they have lined up all the tasks that we are supposed to know as VMware admins. Then there's that Citrix job opportunities, SCCM job opportunities, where they actually line up all the skills, and then we can match. Oh, are we doing that? Did we learn that? So we'll try to do most of those critical job skills that are required in the market, and by looking up in the job opportunities, right? So we do get to know the real-time knowledge of okay, nowadays market and companies are requiring this particular skill, right? So we have to be practical, right? We have to know exactly those, and I would suggest that if you're doing something, if you have done some lab and it's significantly being asked as a required skill in many of the job opportunities, you should put that. Suppose you have done vMotion, so you should already put that in your resume. Suppose you've done any other FT, fault tolerance, and you have step-by-step labs now, and you're very confident in that. So those skills, particular skills, you should start adding in your resume as well. Or once you've done everything, then you can add. But I've seen people adding, oh, I know this today, so okay, they add that too. So the 1, 2, 3 skills they start adding in the resume, and sometimes it pops up, oh, this skill, okay, you're hired. Well, it does sound good, right? You're hired. So, or you're promoted, or you're the skill. Wow, cool. Anyway, so yeah, let's try to also reverse engineer the market requirements towards our course labs we are doing. That are we doing according to the market requirements, what we are doing. So anyway, and that applies to, of course, all the other courses as well. Deploy and manage thin provision virtual machines, migrate virtual machines with VMware vSphere, and then we go for manage vSphere infrastructure with VMware vSphere Web Client. So Web Client is the future, as VMware always says, but still we have vSphere Client, which has been coming from older versions, and we're gonna try both now today. We're gonna try to at least connect and see some of the differences in the environment. We still need to be more used to yeah, for Microsoft. So there was a comment. Yeah, but we need to get used to Web Client more. Although the vSphere client seems to be much more easier to go about when it comes to lots of features, but Web Client is something we need to get used to. Migrate virtual machines using VMware vSphere storage vMotion. There's machine vMotion, then there's the storage or all the files of the machine, the motion for that, vMotion for that. So those topics are coming, and they are actually complicated labs. Manage access control using vCenter server, and resource usage using vCenter DRS. So we're going to be talking about that and configuring, and try to do some mini labs to prove some points. Oh, it works this way. Oh, it doesn't work this way. Okay. Then manage VMware vSphere high availability. That's the main big guns we're talking about that are that they ask in the question. in the interview questions. There are many interview questions I've lined up in the that forum, idprofcourses.boards.net. For VMware, what they're asking nowadays, all the interview questions are there. High availability, VMware vSphere fault tolerance, and VMware vSphere data protection. vSphere has huge amount of products actually, but of course these will, whenever it comes to disaster recovery or high availability, these topics become very, very important. And if we know all the steps, and if we create all the screenshots for the steps of the in the video, and when we redo it, so redoing will let you remember it for a longer time. Just watching the video, you will forget it very soon. So try to do these things. This is your time. You have time to come here and attend the class. You should also redo the videos as well, all the labs. Okay, apply patches using VMware vSphere Update Manager. So that's very common. You have to apply patches if you're an Exchange admin or any other Citrix admin. They all have patches. Microsoft has, I think, the most they release. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about that too. Okay, you do know that you should do that exam, VCP exam ASAP. If I click this link, I just wanted to show you that you have that opportunity. Why aren't you using that? So if we drag this here, so 3 available VCP DCP exams, and you should be, well, there's 6 available as well, but this 5 we can give, and 70% discount is where to get it. And I think many of you have give you a page where you post the VM interview questions. There's a question, there's a comment in the chat of your web page. Oh, it's the, sorry, I'll just put it there on the board. This I'll just paste it. I've put the interview questions for Citrix, for Exchange, for Active Directory, for VMware, and much more coming, and they should be for the latest topics. So they're all on this link, which I just put in the chat, and this is the idprofcourses.boards.net. So do become a member here, and I'm updating many stuff and latest stuff, and also all the troubleshootings as well. Okay, so there's another question in the chat. Do we still need to pass CCNA in order to be admitted into VCP exam? That was actually the research done, I think. Oh, Bilal, actually you said that, you told us, yeah, you did do your research about this. So is it still available that if you do CCNA, then you can give VCP exam without going for the training? So yes, this still needs to be looked out. The main thing I'm asking, oh yeah, I'm saying that if there are any updates, sorry, I need to still look it up as well, that if you want to skip the training. About the training, guys, so there are some universities online that are doing this as well, and we should be sharing that. I'll ask again, I should just need to be reminded. I need to ask some guys who have who knows some universities who are doing this. Oh shoot, yes, recording. Okay, the thing is that what I'm reminding is that you still have, it's a 1-year availability for the 70% exam voucher on the site there. Okay, I'm pausing that one. So okay, about this exam, please try to avail that 70%. Oh, seriously. Okay, so so we did create our lab, and DC DNS for authentication, 1 member server joined to domain. Yeah, we did all that. So let's go ahead. This was our configuration at that time in the last session. So we have gone through all this. You must have gone through all this. I did not get from everyone the screenshots, so please try to send them ASAP. It's for your own good. And okay, so firewall, so we should just make sure that if firewall is on or off, and also ESXi server on 2 VM. So now we will go ahead. This was our configuration. I was just doing some repetition of okay, so lab major steps were server 2 test, so vSphere client connection to both ESXi servers. We did create do a client connection from vSphere client to the ESXi servers. Then we installed vCenter, and okay, so anyone had to increase the memory for the vCenter when you guys, any of the guys were installing the vCenter on the server 2? Did it give any message that you have to increase to 4 GB RAM if you want to do this? Okay, there's a comment in the chat that when we get the slide, so I'm gonna send you right after this or during the break. So if and no one got that message or error message that 4 GB, welcome. So that's good. Otherwise, yeah, it was giving that message. Yeah, sure, will do. So yeah, there's a message in the chat. Oh, it's for everyone, so yeah, everyone's seeing that. Okay, so let's go ahead. If vCenter does not open in IE Windows 2012, then go for this link. Thanks to Shahid, and this really works fine. Otherwise, when I installed Google Chrome, right then and there it started, and it started working fine. Or Firefox, I mean, different experiences, but yeah, if it doesn't work with IE, just run that PowerShell script. If I just click this link, then the code is okay, so this is the link and these are the steps, but this is one command, but it requires a restart after that. So if you run just this PowerShell script command, you will just get the desktop experience enabled, which will in turn make the Flash player available for the vCenter to run inside the Internet Explorer. Right, so this is very interesting link, and it worked like a charm. So thank you for this help. And okay, let's go ahead. So we then installed vCenter on server 2. We did the custom install one by one. So then after that we have certain tasks now. Create one VM each. That's not gonna be one, it's gonna be 3. So and then we're gonna use the default data store for the VMs until we get our SAN server up and running, either with OpenFiler or with the Windows 2012 SAN, which we did for the clustering as well. Anyway, we will be adding 2 hard disks later, just to know how in a working environment, if we need to add a storage, how do we do that. And still it's a local storage for now. So this is what we had till the last session. And so install vSphere client, installing this is done, and hypervisor done. Okay, let's go ahead. Day 2, let's check if we can connect with both vSphere client and vSphere web client to our web vCenter. So last time where we left was that we installed successfully the vCenter, and then I was trying to connect with web client, and I was not able to. Now after applying that update, although I was working with the Google Chrome, so we will try to connect with vSphere client as well as web client, right? So browser based as well as that console based. Then we're going to be checking options of vCenter, what it offers when it's unconfigured, and then we're going to add data centers. We're going to talk about what is data center, why are we adding that. Then we'll add host to each data center. Then we go for the options. There will be lots of options within the vCenter. of course, for configuring each host. And then we're going to be adding 3 VMs to that, adding 2 hard disks. So there's a lot of stuff to do, and when we do it, then we get to know, and then the questions arise as well. Oh, why we're doing that? Why can't we do it with that this way or that way? Then yeah, it's the same. Oh wow, okay. Oh, there you are, the drawing. Let's create and add hosts. So first we connect with 2 clients, the vCenter, then we add the 2 hosts, then we add data center, then we add virtual machines, and then one of the virtual machines we're going to add Windows 8 or Windows 7. So all the procedures and steps of course are going to be clear. Although we talked about all the what we're going to be studying, but this is in a bigger detail, or more specific skills are being mentioned here. But we're going to be going one by one and visiting each. Some of the products are there that are not in the scope of this course. So vSphere is a suite of products, comprehensive collection of enterprise virtualization tools. VMware has huge amount of tools, but what vSphere has to offer is already overwhelming. But there are some other tools which are as useful in enterprise, in big companies, and they have adopted those. So we're going to come to the theory as well, which you may have already gone to, but I'm not going to bore you with very basics, but still I have to go through those just to make sure or recap for you. So there are billions of applications open here, and hey, there's news coming. Anyway, okay, so let's just go for our lab, where I have the DC up, and on the server 2 where all the action happens, I'm trying to log in there. So we had vCenter installed and working. So I need to check it with both the clients. Last time we were separately connecting with vSphere client to each host, right? So so this was how it looked like, where the 2 servers, the ESXi servers were there. Okay, yeah, you all saw that message too. Okay. So Toronto data center is what we're gonna. This is how it's going to look like after today's labs, and we're gonna be adding Toronto data center and New York data center. So the scenario, we have to have a scenario. So the scenario is that we have 2 branches, and there is one ESXi host on in Toronto branch and second on a New York branch. So we're going to be installing data centers according to those, and imagine we have branches, and there's they're networked together or pinging. So let's try to do that now. So I'm just gonna go back, and what I want to do is I'm just gonna quickly draw on that very sophisticated tool, which one. So if we have these 4 servers, so and these 2 are the Windows one, those 2 are the ESXi ones. Servers are 1, and this is the vCenter, and this is actually the TCDNS, and of course the 2 ESXis, 01, 02. So what we're trying to do here is we did connect with vSphere client, and we again started another session of vSphere client and connected here. That was the last time, right? Then so that was, now I'm gonna remove that. Now we have vCenter installed. So we're going to connect with, so we have two clients here, and one is vSphere web client, and the other is vSphere client, which is console based, separate window, separate software. So this is the web client. So what we're trying to do here, we in the vCenter, let me just show you by these screens. Yeah, okay. In the, so the vCenter has the, will be added with the ESXi host 1 and ESXi host 2. So these both hosts will be shown or will be available inside the vCenter, but we have to connect directly to the vCenter. Now we're not connecting directly to the host, so we need to connect to the vCenter. So when we log into the web client, so the connection is like this. The web client just opens vCenter, and from vCenter, if we have added the hosts, then we can see them. vSphere client, which is console based, also we have to connect from vSphere client to the vCenter, which used to be till now, and it's still being used, and have been was being used from previous versions. All versions vSphere client was being used to connect to vCenter, and then we were able to see lots of features of how we can configure our hosts. Then they introduced web client, and so everything went browser based. When you open the vCenter from web client, and when you open the vCenter from vSphere client, they are both showing different interfaces, right? Different ways to see the same thing. So we're gonna just try, I'm just trying to do that now, so we could at least know that how we can connect to vCenter from these two ways. And let me just go there and try to do that now. So I'm in the second server here where the vCenter is installed, and although in the browser Google Chrome we already have it, so if I open the Google Chrome and put that local host 9443 port, so vSphere web client, and then click advanced here, and then go to proceed to localhost unsafe, and so as soon as I opened the Google Chrome, it was opening fine. Yeah, I didn't have to do anything extra, so it was working fine with Google Chrome. Then we tried the solution sent by Shahid. So that also, after adding the desktop experience in Windows 2012, so I'm gonna close this Google Chrome now. So I'll just go to Internet Explorer, and I had already added this path, but anyway, okay, yeah, I had saved this, or so it was saved, but of course we know where to go to get this in Windows 2012. We can just go here and VMware vSphere web client here. So that's gonna open the same screen. Oh, but my default browser is Google Chrome, as a good habit or bad habit, I don't know. So I'm just gonna go through Internet Explorer, but if it's not opening for you, just go for that PowerShell script that I showed in the start, and it's in the Google group, in that Google group as well. So from Internet Explorer, I'm opening through web client, right? So is that the correct thing to do? I want to connect to, I want to see all the hosts, so I'm just gonna type here root. In the chat, anyone wants to say yes or no? It's a yes or no question, so when you go to chat you can just say Yes, you're doing. If you say yes, I'm gonna just keep going, and you can say no as well. All right, there's a no. Oh, there's a no. Oh as well. Okay, so yeah, you're right. So there's a administrator, and this is okay, right? Administrator slash root is equal to root. Okay. So okay, you may proceed. If I just type administrator here, is that okay? Yes or no? So you could type in chat yes or no. Okay. So administrator, and I can proceed. I just got this. Hey, it's sent to everyone. So Damanpreet is saying no, go for root. And oh, sorry, it was also private. Sorry, Damanpreet. I know Damanpreet was saying that there's something more to add. Yeah. Okay. So and yeah, so there are more comments coming now. So yes, I should keep on going at vsphere.local. So do not put just administrator, right? Because this is a built-in account for that vSphere domain that it created itself. We can call it a domain because it calls it. So, and the password is the domain administrator password, or is it? So it's not domain administrator password. It's vSphere Google, the SSO. During the first role when we were installing, we had to put that password. Yep, that password exactly. So this is different from the domain administrator password, and this is the way we log into the vCenter. But when it's live, I'm always like counting. Oh, please work. Oh, please work. Don't give me any unexpected error. It's supposed to work, Okay, so this is connecting through the web client. So I'm just gonna try to now connect with or open the vCenter from the other client as well. And in fact, can I do it simultaneously? Like I'm connected to, I'm opening vCenter with web client. Can I also open from vSphere client the same vCenter? Is that a yes or no? So this is the web client. Let's go for the other one. I'm just gonna go inside again, and where's the vSphere client? Here, there it is. VMware vSphere client, from which we tried to open separately the ESXi servers. Now I want to open through that vSphere client the vCenter application, and okay, that was that was a close one. So there's a comment in the chat. It looks like recording is paused, and I was like in huge great shock, but then I saw this, and the numbers are running smoothly. Okay, I have the second screen where I'm looking at that, so we're okay. But thanks for giving me that shocker. Good one, right? Okay, so I'm just so in the background you can see that vCenter is open in the web client. So I'm just gonna go. This is the browser base, so I'm just gonna minimize that. Okay, we know that through web client we can open the vCenter, so I'm gonna minimize that, and I'm just going to. I have opened already vSphere client, and what IP address should I be putting? So is it the IP address of ESXi hosts? Any one of those? Oh yeah, and the Cisco, there was a remark. There's a video that, so there's a chat going on. There's a comment that on the WebEx, it also does its recording. But since I'm recording this, so I didn't want it to, burden Mr. Cisco. So I paused it. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So what IP address I should be putting here, guys? You could put it in the chat. From vSphere client, I'm gonna want to access my vCenter. So there is a 100.3 is ESXi 1, 100.4 is ESXi server 2, but I want to access. Okay, there's a reply here, 2, which is server 2 has the vCenter installed. So through vSphere client, I should be going to, or I should be putting the IP address to. And last time we put their root, but of course if you want to access the vCenter again, it's going to be administrator at vsphere.local and that other password, login. So yeah, ignore, or I'll just install later. So I already have vSphere, vCenter already open in browser, and I'm trying to open it at the same time from VMware vSphere client, the same vCenter. Do you think it's gonna open? Oh, okay, too late. So it did open. I did create 2 data centers. Okay, let me just delete that. Wow. Okay. Shoe. Okay, remove. So if you say shoe, sometimes magically, but no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so you can see the difference between the interface. This is a console based, and those who have been working on VMware, this is a very familiar interface for the vCenter, and this is a browser based, which seems to be somewhat a bit confusing, but if you're not used to this, then of course you could just, it's a matter of getting used to, actually. You need to spend more time, that's all. So anyway, this is the browser based, and this is the other console based, and later we're gonna be coming back and forth just to check, hey, some options are there, some options are not there, or some options are easily available in one area and it's showing in a through different links the same option in browser based. But the main thing is, okay, vCenter can be accessed by this as well as this. Suppose you have browser based, you've been working on browser based and somehow it's not working on the browser and you're in a hurry, you really want to open and access the vCenter to do some tasks. So this is another way to open the vCenter through vSphere client. That's what I want to show. So I'll just simply close this, or minimize this, actually, not close. Let's see. So now the next options or next tasks we need to, or I've lined up those tasks because we're still playing with the environment. We're just trying to create a basic network first, just like in previous classes that we always try to get to a working network, then we start doing all the conceptual stuff. So we can connect, yes, we just saw that we can connect from both types of clients, browser based as well as console based. Let's check what options an unconfigured vCenter offers. Well, it's unconfigured, so and then we can start adding now 2 data centers and see what are those, and then go for hosts as well. Okay, and we are here. So already this is the server 2, and we can see all the options there. So anyone wants to tell me who's doing the lab with me, or is it sit back and enjoy the show kind of thing? Anyone's doing that with me? Actually, this is very basic. Okay, I got 1. Cool. Okay. So yeah, I would really appreciate if people are doing with me. Okay. So I'm just gonna start with the data center, but on the host we can create a data center. But before that, this is the whole environment that. Oh, okay. So there are 2. Thanks. And there are hosts and clusters that we will be playing with, VMs and templates. So this is the same here as well. But already the browser based is showing all the options. This console based, if you go home, of course you may have seen all this already. but these are all the options that we can handle with. But this is still when the hosts are not added. Let's add the host and come back to this area afterwards. So no, let's create the host there. And okay, so I'm just gonna data center, as it says here, data center contains all inventory objects such as hosts, which we are going to add now, and virtual machines. You might need only one data center. Large companies might use multiple data centers to represent what? Organizational units in their enterprise. So okay, data center is for organizing suppose you have so many branches, and per branch you have a few hosts or many hosts, so you would create a data center according to that topology. But when I right click, oh, okay, for God's sake. Okay, when I right click, what is this new folder? Anyone can just, okay, yeah, sure, okay, there was a message. Okay, well, so data center is there for organizing. What is the folder for? Anyone can quickly tell in the chat what is the folder for? We know data center, okay, it's for organizing branch wise or maybe group wise. So there may be accounts, hosts that are having machines just for accounts, and then, or maybe they're high-end machines, and then there are older hosts. So we can actually have them separated, or the data centers could be created inside the folders, or folders, there could be more folders inside the data center, just to separate more, or specify more that, okay, how do we organize all the hosts we have. And so anyway, the folder is still, like, if you want to separately identify that, okay, this is a folder for all the data centers that are in New York. Maybe New York, Toronto, there's a downtown branch, there's a Scarborough branch, or any other Etobicoke branch, etc., etc. So I'm just gonna go for new data center, and of course this is just like, we're creating new OU in Active Directory. Okay, so let's just divide it into Toronto and New York. So browser based, it has its own speed. When we go for console based, it's a bit, well, sometimes it looks like it's faster. So those who have experience with the and then there are three types of browser. Sometimes the response is good according to the add-ons you have in the browser. You have so many software maybe installed, but in server side, when you're comparing the in production environment, of course you're not supposed to install anything else. In our lab environments, we are having lots of. Okay, guys. So why is this coming? Okay, yeah. Okay, new data center here, and there should be Old York as well. Maybe there is Old York. Okay, anyway, so see this, create data center. So if I go there, that in the console based, because don't be confused with the different interfaces, I'm just saying it once as I open the other one, that it shows here below what tasks are being performed. Suppose there is another administrator connected from some other branch, and another administrator connected from another branch. So below, the tasks are always shown, and it has been very convenient because we're used to it. So I'm going to minimize the console base now. So I'm not going to be switching fast anymore. I don't want anyone to be confused about that. So okay, we have created two data centers here, and so data center can contain hosts and virtual machines, and specifically, so we're pretending that we have this, as two branches, and we have nothing inside yet. Oh yeah, North York also. You're right. Okay. Hey, you're from North York, right? Okay. So, I'm just gonna add. So according to this diagram, I just wanted to not miss that. So Toronto would be ESXi01. New York would be. Yeah, I should have put North York instead of New York. Anyway, so Toronto 1 and New York 2. So let's just add Toronto and right click. Okay, I hate this. Anyway, so there are these options that we have. We can create all this, but I want to go for actually the host. So I'm just gonna go back here, and guys, let me know how to get rid of this. Why is it okay? Oh, sorry. There you go. Or not. Okay, that was not good. Okay, what's wrong with this? Raw Flash Player. Anyone is getting this? Okay, who's doing with me now? Right now, anyone's getting this? Okay, so add host. I'm just gonna quickly add a host. It's not gonna be that quick. So host name or IP address. So okay, you're not getting this. Okay, so thanks for confirming. That's why I need people to be doing it with me as well. Thank you. Okay, so host name or IP address. We can go with the host name as well as IP address, but since we created the host name and manually created the A record in the DNS, so what would that be? I will just go for that in the DNS. It was ESXi 01.vmware domain.local. Okay, wow, I could not come up with something longer than this name. So can it copy paste that? Oh, thank you. It pasted it. Normally from machine to machine doesn't paste. So I'm just gonna put the whole name, FQDN for that host. Next. So I should be putting here. Should I be putting here administrator at vsphere.local? Yes, no, maybe. Just one answer would be great. Okay, so it's a no. Yeah. So why? Because we are connecting to ESXi. Root and password. I think I put it right. Next. And unable to verify the authenticity of the host, so there is always that self-signed certificate. And yeah, press yes if you trust it. Yeah, I trust this host. So it's the encrypted communication between the vCenter and the host that is in question. If we guys, so if we had local admin password, yeah, okay. You're right. So root. I was just replying to the chat. Okay, if we had, suppose we did not install vCenter, but we installed already an ESXi server, and we had created virtual machines. So those machines would have shown here that how many machines have already been installed there. But right now we have nothing, so we're gonna just go ahead now. Next. Okay, so it's evaluation mode. So yeah, it says assign existing key. Next, enable lockdown mode. So for troubleshooting, it is good. So it prevents what? Prevents remote users from logging directly into the host. But why would you want to do that? The host will only be accessible through local console when you're directly going there, or an unauthorized no authorized centralized management application like vCenter. If you are unsure what to do, leave this box unchecked. What would you want to do? I'm asking everyone here. So you can configure lockdown mode later by editing. Why would you want to enable that? Okay, so I'm enabling that. Is that a good idea? Let's be unsure. So suppose there's a scenario here that vCenter is not able to connect for some reason. The host is frozen, or the communication between them is lagging, bottleneck or something. The host is not connecting, and we kept it unchecked. So we can do a troubleshooting by opening the vSphere client and connecting directly to that ESXi host instead of just going to the data center and just logging in directly. We can just connect one session as well there, a separate independent session from vSphere client, and try to troubleshoot that, right? So but if we do this, what will happen? Anyone can tell me in the chat if you're like a very nice chatter. Okay, well, that's can't get in. Okay, yeah, exactly. So when we enable lockdown, so we cannot get in, but still we would want the security to be there. We would only want administrators to be connecting to the ESXi through vCenter, so it still is a good security measure to enable it. In our environment, maybe later we want to troubleshoot. Okay, it's something that we're not seeing any threats in our own environment, so I'm just gonna uncheck that. We just wanted to know that here, that why should we check it if we want to check it. It's for that no other independent connections should be discouraged. If you want security, everyone should go through vCenter only, right? But I'm just going to keep it unchecked. Even if I check it later, I will only be able to connect through vCenter, not independently. But you know what? I would want to check that too. I mean, test that too. So let's put it to test is our favorite, saying. But we can't put each and everything to test. That's why there are your labs as well. But I'm just gonna enable for this one. But for the next one, I'm gonna keep it unchecked, right? So when we enable this one, then I'm gonna we are already connected through vCenter. Then we're gonna try to connect independently as well, just to check this if it really works, and it works. Next, so for Toronto, I am so VM location. All the virtual machines will be located here. If there were virtual machines, they would have been showing here. Next. Data store is 1 because well, this is the local data store. We haven't configured the shared data store yet, or the iSCSI SAN, which we're going to, but for now it's the local thingy. So we're just gonna click finish there. So starting the task is showing on the right side. So this is one host being added right now and loading. If I go now, I'm going to the console based client, so don't be confused about that. There is on the bottom, see this 80% complete. That gives you a bit better progress status. And so add standalone host and enable lockdown. See, even the whole progress, what we have, major features we have selected or what it's programmed to show has been configured is showing here. So 80%. I just came here to the console base just to see the progress bar. So if I minimize now and go back to the web client or the browser based, minimize that, it is also showing 80% here, and it is also showing, just the view is different. Add standalone host and enable lockdown. When we click the running, it's just showing all, otherwise it's just showing this. If we have multiple tasks going on, then it would just show all the tasks. if it has failed. I hope it doesn't. And yep, so this is also revolving here, so there's processing going on here. That's why we should have high-end machines. This is the first host being added. The second host, when I hope I remember not to enable the lockdown. So let's try to do multitask. While this is on 80%, I'm just going to try. Oh, right, my favorite. Okay, I'm just going to click somewhere else just to get that. So I'm right-clicking the New York and clicking the add host here again. So this is the physical machine, suppose in the New York branch, and I just wanted to see if we can do multitasking. This is asking too much exactly when it comes down to our hardware. So again, the host name, so I'm just gonna paste the previous one, just going to change the 1 to 2 here, and FQDN full is there. See, now it's really getting slow. See this down there, locating ESXi01. So maybe I should have waited for that. If I try to go to the console based, oh, it's still on the clock. Okay, that was not a good idea, I guess. I thought my machines were so good. My machine was so good. Turns out I need to add more memory to this. Oh yeah, it has 2 gigs. I was supposed to, at least the vCenter machine, guys, it's better to give it 4 GB, and I should have given it. Oh, so Shahid, you're done with this? That's not fair. Oh, okay, that's fair. It's okay. That is not good. Can I just cancel that, or is it going to be an extra process? Oh, hey guys. So okay, clock is gone. Okay, ESXi02 next, and the root. So this is the second ESXi server, and next, yes, keep it encrypted with self-signed certificate. There are no virtual machines here. Next, evaluation. Next. So I'm not gonna enable the lockdown mode here. So we're gonna check while those are these 2 hosts are connected to vCenter. Toronto 1 is in lockdown mode, so the vSphere client independently should not be connecting to that, while we should be independently able to connect to the New York host, because I'm not enabling this here, right? So let's put it to test, right? Next. New York, since we have no machine, so it's empty. Next. And it's using its own data store. So ESXi has its own local hard disk, which has this data store, and ESXi 1 and 2, okay, both have their own data stores, right? Finish. That same thing, yeah. But I just kept that unchecked. Okay, guys. So before I start adding, so it is the second one is going to take, I think, similar time. It's gonna take at least 4 or 5 minutes to appear here. Let's have a quick 10-minute break, and then we start again, right? So although we just got here, so let's take and at so 8:10 sharp, so it's like 7 minutes now, sorry. So 8:10 we're gonna come back and continue this. So 7-minute break, sorry, yikes. Okay, it's well, actually it's called 10-minute break. resuming. Okay, so this is for now what we did was we tried to connect vCenter with 2 clients. Then we have added 2 hosts to the clients, one with the lockdown mode enabled, checked, and the second one without it. Now we have ESXi02 as added to the data center, and also ESXi01 added to the Toronto data center. So main thing is that we need to start populating these hosts with VMs, so we could know, or we could try to use more features. Also, if I want to go to the console based, I'm just having both clients up so we could see the view, because in production environments you would have both or any one of those. Company policies sometimes say that, okay, yeah, you can use both, and sometimes just no, from now on we're going to go for browser based, etc., etc. So I have both clients open here, so we could see a lot of options here, and for the hosts that we have added in the data center. So if I go to Toronto ESXi01 in the console based client, we have there's a import virtual appliance, so browse for virtual appliances and add them directly to your inventory. But we would want to create a virtual machine just to get a basic network started. So we have summary here, so at least we get a live view of how our this host in Toronto is configured with when it comes to CPU, license, processors, and what are the features enabled. For now it's vMotion is vMotion enabled, says no, and then about the processors that it can use, then HA state not applicable, FT is not enabled, active task host profile not enabled. So these are all major features that we're going to be configuring one by one on these hosts. And yeah, one more thing. Oops. Okay, there's a comment in the chat. I'm running WebEx from 2 laptop for availability, getting issues sometimes. Oh, okay, that's good. Sure. WebEx from 2 laptop. Okay, so yeah, so you're like connecting and disconnecting kind of thing. All right. So I thought you were talking about something about high availability of your 2 hosts. Already you're there. So I was like, wow. Okay, just kidding. Yeah. Okay. This is noted. And so yeah, major features are not enabled yet. FT, HA, vMotion. So we're gonna be enabling them and trying to. And then there's that CPU. How much CPU has been used? What memory capacity it has. So I have given 4 gigs to both ESXis. Really? I did? Yeah. Okay, it's not me. It's 4 GB is the basic minimum RAM it gives in this VMware workstation, right? So 4 GB, but I still need to give for my vCenter. I think it's 2 GB. So yeah, later I'm just going to. Okay, 4 GB now. 4096. Okay, I'll restart it later. Because when you want to when we want to really see if it works, that we have to restart. Anyway, so the data center, this host there's a data store here in which all the files and are saved for virtual machine. So I'm gonna upload a ISO here for the virtual machine later, after creating the virtual machines. And then there's that VM network with the standard port group. We're going to talk about port group, virtual switches when we come to the networking. Right now we're just seeing that what one host can show We don't have virtual machines yet, so this tab is empty. Resource allocation, so what resources are allocated, how much of the resources allocated to each host is, right now it's total capacity for CPU and memory is showing, but when it really starts using this, then we will know more performance overview. For now, okay, still retrieving data. Okay, I just went to advanced, and it is showing no movement, but we're gonna be making it very busy very soon now. So it just loads. Overview is just, it loads slowly. So 1 day summary, and then weekly and monthly summaries we can have. Time range 1 week, 1 month, 1 year even, and how do we want to view it? So this is just loading slowly because I've given 2 gigs to this vCenter. I should be giving it 4 gigs, and I just need to restart after giving it 4 gig. Configuration area is the main area. Just like in Windows we have control panel, this is where we really configure the hosts. So about everything, so processors, how many processors you have, and how they're configured for hyperthreading, how many sockets and cores. This is when you buy your hardware already, so it's going to show there, and whenever you want to upgrade that. But once you buy that, this is it. Memory, yes, that we can upgrade anytime. If the motherboard supports for that high-end server, but normally it happens in our environment as well that we had to increase memory 2 times for few hosts because of the increase in P2E projects where all physical servers were being thrown out, and we were converting physical to virtual servers, and there were so many huge amount of servers being virtualized, so we were changing hardware, upgrading hardware several times. For one of the hosts we had to do it 2 times to increase the memory. Okay, then so the total memory here is for this host, and then the storage, data store 1. We're going to be adding more data stores first by adding disks. So local disks, local storage will be added, and then we'll create one more data store just to see how to create data stores, and then we're going to be creating that. We're going to go for that shared storage, but for now these are the areas. Okay, then there is that networking, how this host is connected. We're going to be talking about in the networking session that there is a standard switch and distributed switch, and what are the differences. This is a very common interview question as well. What's the difference between standard switch and distributed switch? So you should have good notes for that. It's also on my forum there in the interview questions. This question is also there, and so this is the virtual switch. This is the software side, and this is the hardware side of the virtual switch. And it is called by default, it's created, and it's called vSwitch 0. If you go to Hyper-V, we have played with the switches there as well, right? So there was external switch, and there was private switch, and there was another one. I'm just forgetting, internal, private, and external. Yeah. So Hyper-V is also, it's a very independent, is becoming an independent skill as well when it comes to overall virtualization, because companies now will have VMware. If they have it, they will have Hyper-V as well. So but still, VMware has bigger market share, although Microsoft's Hyper-V is really catching up now, with especially that SCVMM, System Center Virtual Machine Manager. With SCVMM, just like the vCenter here, SCVMM, although it has much more features, this one is much more comprehensive, but SCVMM is also having huge amount of features to handle lots of hosts from one console, one dashboard. Anyway, that was just extra stuff. So we have virtual switch already created, but we're going to play with that. Then storage adapters are there. when we go for iSCSI SAN. We're going to be talking about these, how to add those, and we did do the iSCSI SAN, okay, in the clustering class. So we do have some concept there, and you must have already read about it as well. But when we come down to this, the third shared storage, we're going to be talking about that. Network adapters, how many adapters we have just now? For now, just one. We're going to be adding 2 more for each host. So this happens always that, you know, when you're upgrading your the hardware of the host, how do you start doing that? So we're gonna first populate our hosts with virtual machines. Even each of the hosts will have 3 virtual machines, but one of them will have Windows 7 or 8. And then we're going to, in a working environment, we're gonna try to add more hardware, which will still be software for us. But it's going to be hardware for the ESXi, adding 2 hard disks and 2 NICs. So how do we go about doing that in a working environment? The procedure, the steps. Of course, we don't have to get approvals in this, but definitely in production environment, it's lots of approvals. And in hosts, in big companies, medium to large size, one host is carrying like, maybe 30, 40, 50, up to on the higher end server, the more machines you have, virtual machines. So all those 50 or 60 or 100 virtual machines in one host, imagine how many clients are connected right now at any given time. There are banking applications, there are web servers, there are many other types of applications for hospitals or for insurance companies. So you can't just decide, oh, this weekend I'm just gonna shut down and add my memory or extra memory and storage. No, it's not like that. So you have to get approvals, and then it's a long process, and then you take it down. So we're gonna take it down quickly, and we're gonna at least know the steps for that. So okay, let's go ahead. Advanced settings. This direct IO path, input-output configuration. We're going to be talking about that in detail as well. Who does not support pass-through configuration? We did talk about pass-through somewhere else as well. So, but when we come to this for storage, we're going to be talking again, but we're going to be doing it as well, trying to do that. More fun. So we're going to be visiting most of these options. Power management, of course, if we have to create a policy for that. Then there is the hardware we wanted to configure. This was the area for one host, the hardware one. Then there's the software one, right? So there's that license features. Right now what we have is evaluation mode, but product features is unlimited symmetrical multiprocessing, SMP, and vCenter agent for VMware host, reliable memory. So we have all products enabled for till November 20th. Okay, anyway, so this is a 60-day remaining. Anyway, so we will try to use as many products as possible. I'm gonna go a bit faster even later, as I really need to know how many have really configured the lab with me, because I need some results from you guys as well. So I would really appreciate if you could send me those screenshots, or create a video. Just get the video software from me and create the video of what you have configured. So I need to know how many testers are there with me because it's a live demo, right? So I need some live testers as well. Yep. So there's a message. Oh yeah, so you have just a web client. Sorry, I was so I am in the vSphere client. You did not connect. So there's a message there from Shahid that he was only the web client. I started doing that in my most what I'm pretty much used to. I'm in host and clusters right now, and I'm seeing all the features here. Okay, good. That's so there's another comment that I'll match your speed. Thank you. I really need testers and to test the results, because we'll be testing very, it will get complicated by the time. So I would definitely need some testers who are doing it with me. So there is not now. So there's another comment that do we install PuTTY for SSH connections? Not now. We're still getting the environment up. Then we're gonna have the real. We will be trying other ways as well, but for now, just I'm going through these steps, this stuff. And also, yeah, you were saying web client. So I'm so much used to the vSphere client that I just started there. Sorry for that. So host and clusters, all the options are here as well. And since we have no machines here, oh man, this thing. So when we try to manage, we go to in web client. When we go for manage, there are all those settings for virtual machines, licensing, host profile, time configuration. This is exactly where I am there in the console based client. So yeah, I'm just gonna minimize that, or I can continue here as well if you are not open with that. So come here to click this ESXi01. So I'm just gonna minimize the console base now. I'm going back to the web client, which two of us have opened. Oh, okay. So how to get in there? That's a comment. Next comment in the chat. So if you are in the vCenter, and do you see both your data centers there? Did you create those? It's here. So this data store, virtual machines. You go for host and cluster, hosts and clusters, right? Okay, so you're there. So when you expand the data center, you get to see the host name, and to the right side, when you go to manage, that's all the features, same features that I was showing in the console based client. They are there also. Just the the way they show is a bit different. Virtual machines, they are lined up like this. There it's hardware and software they showed in the console based. In the web client based, it's just a different setting, different way they are showing, right? So okay, there was power management, we have gone through. Then there was processors and hardware. Now it's a web-based client, same things, just showing a little different. So it's good that you get to see how what things are where in both types of clients, because till nowadays still both types of clients are being used. Some are used to still the older version, which looks so nice and organized. But anyway, this is also nice and organized. We just need to get used to it. That's the only thing. Okay, so processors, memory. So I'm in the host and in the manage, everything we can see. So I was just trying to go for licensing, which was showing all those products that VMware is offering, and we have the evaluation for 60 days. Then we go for host profile. This is also a very good feature, and we're going to be discussing about many of those features here, but I just wanted to go quickly to creating the basic lab. So there's another question I wanted to see in the chat. I want to see it in console based. It just shows that ESXi, not both. So console based should show both ESXi servers if you have added them actually, and well, if you have used it in 3 and 4, then you should be able to see easily, right? You're not able to see both ESXi servers? Log out and log back? Where? From both lines or from anyone? So there's a requirement in the chat coming, request coming from the chat. Oh, you can all see the chat anyway. log out and log back. Okay, I'll just cancel that, close that, so it's going to finish. And let's log out from here as well. Oh, so this is just, normally I open both clients even in production environment. I'm so used to wherever I need to get faster, so I use both, but it's confusing when we're starting to do that. Okay, so what I'm doing, whoa, administrator. So it should be confused console. So there's a console based which is called vSphere client, and there's a web client, right? So now I'm just logging into web client, and so I have shown the two ways. Let's then try to get to the web client, right? Try to use the web client only. So Shahid, you're saying that you're using console based as well as web client, or just the browser based and the console based, right? There are two. So now I'm in the browser based. Let's just start from there, right? So if you're there in the browser based, then we can go to vCenter. So from this home button, I went to the vCenter. If you're doing that, so, and then go to the hosts and clusters, right? And then we get these four major tabs: the networks, the storage, the virtual machines, and all the hosts and clusters when we make clusters. So there it is, and I hope you're there now. Why my host and cluster is separate? In the web client, if you're in the web client, this is it. That's how it should look like. And oh, in the web client, hosts and clusters is separate. So you need to send a screenshot, that then we can troubleshoot. But now let's go ahead, right? Okay. So, but you do take a screenshot of that, so we could figure out and send it to the group. That would be great, so everyone could see if they also bump into that problem. Okay, so what's happening here? So yeah, I was just we were just trying to see that there are many features here. Settings, in the manage, when we go, there are settings. There's networking with virtual switches. See how slow the browser loads. Even I start talking slowly because it's slow. Oh, it's loaded. Okay, so we have kernel adapters. We're gonna be going for iSCSI adapters as well. Then there's, so I'm just showing the network now in the browser based, by still under the manage and going for the networking. Physical adapters we were seeing in that console based console as well in one line. Here there are tabs and sub tabs, but VMware is promoting for web based because of the cloud connectivity now, so everything would be browser based and software based, the vSAN, the SAN, software based SAN. Okay, that's the really in thing now. Okay, so, and then there's that advanced option for pass-through disks, right? So that's what we saw in the console-based client as well, which I have closed now, and I'm just only inside the browser-based client. So then there are authentication services. So time configuration was that which source of time should be there. We could connect our domain controller to get this time source. If I can go and click edit here. Let me just check if I use network time protocol, enable, and time servers, separate servers with commas. So if So guys, I cancel out. I'm on the time configuration. Where is the time configuration? I'm on ESXi, then I'm on manage, then I'm on settings. Under the settings, if I go down under the system, there is the time configuration. Since I'm passing by talking about it, so I just wanted to configure the source of time. So use network time protocol, enable NTP. So I would want the our server domain controller PDC to be the time source. 192.168.100.1. What's that, the IP? Oops. Okay. Yep, 100.1. Okay. So I'm just gonna go back. NTP service startup policy, start and stop melody, and service status stopped. So I click start. If it required some troubleshooting, then I'll just pass by or come back later. But it should be working fine. I'm just giving it a source of, hey, get the time. My domain controller is your time source from now on. You understand that? And maybe it does understand that. See, browser based, so slow. It is as if time has stopped. Okay, it's not that bad. But when you work with vSphere client, it's like tuck 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 tuck. Okay. No, well, we did see the speed when we were adding the hosts in web client. We did see the same speed in our vSphere client as well. Okay, good. Or it is showing started here. So I'm just gonna press OK. Start. So yeah, starting task showing here. Start service showing here. Well, it's showing running, and the time source now is our PDC emulator of our domain controller. Okay, that done. Let me know if I'm going fast, so I could go faster. No, I'm just gonna slow down. Okay, so authentication services. Then we can just import, join to domain. We can have an LDAP connection for this host, so we could also log in from our Active Directory credentials to the ESX, to the vCenter, and other authentication services that are required, right? So we will be tackling all the topics one by one. Power management, yeah, and system resource allocation, the DRS, and all the other settings. So these are here. We got some type of idea now that what's where in a web client. So this was back in settings, networking. Then the storage has a different tab, alarm, definitions for monitoring, tags, and permissions. So all those configuration areas are there. So while we're talking about this, I'm just gonna start creating quickly three virtual machines. Two of them will not have the operating system installed, but one of them will have on both of these. Then we're gonna be adding storage as well. So I'm just gonna quickly start creating the virtual machine as soon as this lets me. So okay, I'm right clicking under the Toronto, I'm right clicking the ESXi 01 host, and then I'm starting to create new virtual machine by clicking this. So first, the empty virtual machines we can deploy here. So create a new virtual machine or deploy from template. This option guides you through the process of creating a virtual machine from a template. A template is a golden image of a virtual machine that lets you easily create ready for use virtual machines. We used to have that template concept by doing everything customized or manually. So here we can create a template, which we're gonna create, but not now. Clone an existing virtual machine. So we can clone virtual machine to template. So templates are normally always shut down, and we can clone virtual machine to template, which means that if there's a working virtual machine which has the perfect settings we can actually convert it into a template and then create clones out of that and clone template to template. So if there is another template we want to create from a template, and then we want to make a change to the second template, then we can do that too and convert template to virtual machine. So if a template is there, converting a template to a virtual machine allows you to update the virtual machine software and settings. After doing this, you can convert the virtual machine back to a template. So suppose you have a created template like 6 months ago, and there are so many updates, security updates have been released. So Windows updates have been released. Suppose it's a Windows template machine. So you would just convert it back, because you cannot start a template machine, right? So you have to convert it back to working virtual machine, and then go for installing all the updates, and then convert it back to the template machine. Anyway, let's start with a normal virtual machine and go slowly ahead with our regular day-to-day tasks. Okay, select and name a folder. Let's just quickly give it VM01. So all VM0123 on Toronto, ESXi01, and VM 04562, the New York ESXi02 host. So I'm just putting it VM01 here for the Toronto host. Next, and okay, it's going to still compatibility checks succeeded, and what hardware it's going to use, so and kind of host, or if there was a cluster it's going to use, or resource pool if we had configured a DRS, but or a separate policy for that. So we haven't configured anything, so we're just gonna say, hey, whatever the hardware this host is offering, just go for that. Then we're gonna start playing with the hardware as well later. So next, storage, and we still have local storage, data store. Remember, we had a 100 GB thin provisioned hard disk, so there's a data store up above on that. So inside the data store, everything will be saved. The following data stores are accessible from the destination resource that you selected. Select the destination data store for the virtual machine configuration files and all of the virtual disks. So there is just one data store in which all the virtual machine files as well as the disks will be. So we're going to talk about storage. We're going to dedicate one session just for storage, what type of storage are there and what kind of files the virtual machine has. Right now, let's just create this in the only available data store we have for in the ESXi host. Right. If you have any questions, you can pop it up on the chat. I'm seeing it. Seeing the chat every second. Okay, not every second. Next, so, and then yes, compatible with 5.5, and later the host or cluster supports more than one virtual machine version. Select a compatibility. So we have the backward compatibility here. For now, we're gonna go for 5.5, but it's minimum. What it goes back to is ESXi 3.5 and later. So majority of the environments have migrated from 3.5, but still many are there which have the older environment as well as the newer. Okay, this virtual machine VM version 10 provides the best performance and latest feature. Of course, that's the latest, right? So ESXi 5.5. I think those who have ESXi 6, it must be showing 6 as well. So next, now to choose for that, guest operating system, OS version. Wow, it's terribly fast. I didn't see it going. Okay. Where's my coffee? Okay, anyway. How about All right, so while this is going on, yeah, I had a bad experience with multitasking. Well, as long as I have given 2 GB to this, yeah, I should not go for multitasking. I have to just do a one restart, then it's gonna be up and running. Okay, here it is, Windows. So OSs are Linux, Windows, and other. So let's go for, and this is guest OS. So I'm just looking for Windows. 8 has more files. 7. Okay, Windows 8. So next. And now we can also customize what memory you want to give and what hard disk space you want to give. So there's a question: is the data store 1 from Fussy? The question is that, is data store 1 working as SAN for the data center? Right now it's a local storage. So if we go for the diagram for that very sophisticated drawing tool, so we are the data store. Oops. Okay. So the data store is here, located with this ESXi. The data store 1 is inside ESXi 01, and there's another data store 1 for ESXi 02. And once or when in the coming sessions, we're going to be having SAN machine, sandbox, either OpenFiler or well, I'll go for 2012 actually, because that's really in and Microsoft is really pushing that as well. But we can try OpenFiler as well. So then we're gonna have shared. This is going to be the SAN. This is right now just local storage. This is not shared storage yet. Although virtual SAN will, when we come to virtual SAN, it's going to change our concepts a little more. But right now we're not having a shared storage. So no, this is not a SAN. This is just a local storage, right? And so I'm just going to remove that. What we're doing is, this is the data store. Data stores 1, data store 1 here, right? So, and what I did just now was VM01 was created here. Oops, wow, that was an error. Yeah, and also the VM inside a data center using the same data store. Exactly what you said in Fussy, you're right. And I've just created VM01 in ESXi 01's local data store, and the data center is, so if I just try to create that here, this is ESXi 01 has been placed inside the Toronto data center, and ESXi 2 has been placed inside. We're imagining there are 2 branches, right? So that's why we created separate data centers to know more features as well later. And then this is New York or North York. No, not North York. New York data center. Okay, so this is how we're doing, and I'm gonna create VM01, and then later, or not later, right now, VM02 and VM03 here, and then I'll be having VM04, VM05, VM06 here, and these guys 1, 2, 3 will be using ESXi01's local data store. Exactly. So after creating the SAN data, when we have the shared storage, so after after a while, after some sessions, then we're going to be doing exactly as you said, Ali, in the chat, that we're gonna, after some sessions, we're gonna have our own separate shared storage, and these machines later will be actually all shifted. They will not be using this, so they will all have their files stored here in a shared database. But we're going to be designing that. We're going to be applying a scenario, and then we're going to be so there are many steps to get those shared LUNs be showing here, and the virtual machines actually storing their files not locally anymore. And local file storing is just temporarily to understand the features of ESXi. If I just start right away a shared storage, that's still not gonna be known as working from scratch. So this is supposed to be working from scratch. So that's why we are first using the local storage, then we're going to be having a shared storage. So then we will know, okay, where are we coming from? We started this, then this, then this, and now we are doing this. So this is the difference between doing this and that. So right, when we try all the steps one by one, then we get to know how the whole infrastructure we have created. So yeah, later definitely we're not going to be checking the local store until we reach the vSAN, right? Yeah, so then the data store will be installed here. The data store will be here then later. Right now it is this one. ESXi has its own data store, and ESXi1 has its own, ESXi2 has its own data store. And we're going to be adding later some hard disks here. So then it's going to be, then I'm going to come back to the drawing and show what's going on. So these are good questions, guys. So right now we're not doing this, so I'm just going to remove this. What we are doing is this now. I just created VM01 on a local data store. So it's a local data store, right? What if this happens? Oops. What if this happens? Where's the down arrow? Yeah, there it is. So the ESXi01 crashes in a VMware environment. Can anyone tell me quickly what happens now? Virtual machines, if suppose we had so virtual machine will be saved or gone. Will the connectivity be there or not? That's a very basic question now, right now. So in the chat you could quickly say they will be saved, not saved, they will be gone with the ESXi, they will shift from ESXi1 to the ESXi2 in this current scenario, in this scenario. Yeah, if ESXi goes down, we were already using, it's a bye-bye. We were already using local data store. So it's like, the local hard disk is being used, the system crashes, the whole thing goes down. This never was the scenario of virtualization. Virtualization is supposed to be, all the virtual machines are supposed to be on a shared storage. But when we start working from scratch, this is how we build it up, and this is how we understand exactly what's going on, which component has now changed, which component has been upgraded, and what's our new design now. So yeah, it's lost if local storage is gone. So we're just working on local storage right now. That's the overall scenario, right? Which has, which is not highly available, and which is not disaster recovery friendly. Wow, disaster recovery friendly. Anyway, so yeah, I think this is clear that we are just using local storage. Yeah, right. Okay, let me go ahead and finish this lab. But let me know if there are more questions in chat. Okay, so this is the default hardware we are giving. Later we're going to be talking about all those specifications. What do we need to change here? There's that virtual hardware here, and we can, oh, I click this, so we can actually see all the options for virtual machine. If I keep going down here, it's kind of still loading. Each virtual machine has huge amount of options. If I keep expanding those options, RAM, reservation, this is DRS related, distributed resource scheduling, limit, shares, memory, hot plug. We're going to be trying to talk and understand about all these things. If I keep expanding, the hard disk has its own options, and so it just goes on expanding with lots of flexibilities and lots of options for different features to be enabled. This is just virtual hardware that I'm expanding. Then there are VM options, in general options, then the VMware remote console options, VMware tools, of course they must be there and installed for the VM to really properly function. Then power management options, boot options, if you want to boot to the BIOS, and then there are fiber channel options if the virtual server is directly or needs to be directly connected to the fiber channel. And there are many other options, right? Then there are SDRS as well. So there's DRS and then there is SDRS as well. But we're going to be talking about DRS later, full dedicated session for that, because it's a very, very important feature. So right now I'm just keeping all the options default and contracting everything. So I haven't changed anything here. Let's just go quickly next. And there's that ambulance. Oops, I think you're able to hear that. Oh, okay, anyway. So no, this is a very peaceful neighborhood. If you wanted, if you were, thinking, hey, where this guy? That's where. Okay, just kidding. So, okay, let's go ahead. Folder, Toronto, data store. This is our summary. Let's click finish, and let's go ahead. So we have just one virtual machine created here. I'm gonna quickly go and so this is 5% done. Wow, look at the speed. If I start multitasking, oh, look at the speed, 100%. Okay, before it was just a pun. Now, hey, look at this. Anyway, locating VM01, so it's still going to load that. Then I'm going to quickly go for the next two machines on the first host. Then I'm going to go for 3 machines on the second host. This is still a process that takes time, but we're still gradually creating our network. And okay, when I right click, even those options are loading, and these should be grayed out here because I am connected and I am powered on. So there's another question in the chat. Is it in the scope of this course to learn how to convert physical machine to VM? It's not. P2V is not, but we're gonna do that. I would love to do that, physical to virtual, but you know what? How do I show that? So I want to do it within the virtual environment. We're going to be thinking, imagining. So we need to make it possible. But yes, I will definitely go for that. We should do that. P2V is something that is in every interview. That can you do physical to virtual? But how to do that in a pure virtual environment is going to be a challenge, and that's the fun part, right? Let's do the challenging thing. Okay, there's that comment from Mathaya that Alborz already did with his laptop the P2V. Alright, I hope he made the screenshots. Anyway, we're gonna do that, definitely. VM to PM. What's PM? Anyway, VM at PM, like, in the evening, you're doing that? Okay, so, yeah, we're gonna be definitely doing that, P2V. Okay. Let's go ahead. I'm just gonna quickly create 3 machines so we could try all the virtual to physical. Yeah, well, actually, Wow, that's a good one. So there's a V2V, virtual to virtual. Like if there is a Hyper-V to VMware or VMware to Hyper-V, there's a V2V. Then there is P2V, physical to virtual, right? So yeah, but if it goes the other way, I never heard that actually. Who? Yeah, but could be. Oh, I want to convert it back to physical. That was a mistake. It is a SQL server. It's taking a lot of IOPS. So yes, that this could be a possibility that it was a mistake converting this to virtual. I want to convert it back to physical. Okay, so new virtual machine. This time I'm just gonna go flyby. So we could just go ahead and get that scenario and basic lab up and running, guys. For before the next class, please have this whole environment till now up and running, because we're going to be adding so much features to these machines. So that's why we need to have bigger environment to check lots of features, right? Okay, 5.5 later. So guest was, yeah, I just want to go for 8. Next. Nothing to change in hardware. Next. And finito. Okay, so 25%, 100%, and it's locating. Well, I think it's not gonna mind if I just start this. Oh, it will. Okay. So while it's creating the VM02, locating it, the vCenter is locating it inside ESXi. I did request it to start the, okay, the wizard is here. Next, and VM03. And VM03, go. Okay, so okay, same data store, the local data store, which never is the environment in any of the production environments. Okay, next. Okay, well, this one I'm gonna, so it's gonna give me the hardware of 7, so I'm just gonna add 7 here. So 2 machines, VM1, 2 with Windows 8 drivers loaded, and 1 with Windows 7 drivers loaded, right? Empty virtual machines. So I'm just gonna later add OS to any one of those. So it says here, hey, wait a minute, this capacity specified is greater than what is available. The space, seriously, overcooked. Let me just first check my, yeah, as long as I have enough here. So yeah, I did ask, put it to 100 GB. The host has, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. We just can't go blindly. So I'm just gonna go for 20. No. 10. Okay, I'm not gonna load Windows 7. Just giving it as a dummy machine. So 10 GB here. Next. I'm not gonna load the OS here. Okay, so third one is coming. So I'm just gonna quickly later I'm gonna add that virtual machine to the other host as well. In fact, I'll just do it now. But this time I'm gonna just give 2020 to the rest of that, right? Yeah. So I can add one more HD. Yeah, you're right. I was saying to add one more HD, which is what I'm planning to do after creating these machines. So I could actually, in fact, I can create the next machines in the second HD for the ESXi. For now, okay, there are 3 machines added for this host, and then the second host also. I'm just going according to the slide, so you guys could also see in the slide that what's going on. But I'm gonna give lesser sizes now because Windows 8 is not gonna take more than 7 or 8 GB. So I'm just gonna give 2020 for now, but then later I'm just going to add another hard disk and then create a separate data store on that. So now the ESXi02 is loading new virtual machine. So this ESXi has its own separate, create a new virtual machine. Next. So as we were going, VM04, and it's the New York one this time. Next. And so if we had in this New York data center, if we had two hosts, yeah, these are just so according to the chat, yeah, we just have two dummy VMs. One would have the OS on, but later I'm gonna add the hard disk just to show that in a working environment or running environment, how do you add hard disks and also network cards. Okay, so if we had in this data center two hosts, then we would have been choosing which host that we want to put that machine. Suppose there's an older host and then there the company has bought a very high-end newer host or hardware. So if you had 3 or 4 in one data center, and later we're gonna have actually we're gonna have 2 hosts per data center later. So requesting you know, that hardware should be, or memory and should be increased in your hardware as well. Okay, so anyway, if there were more than one host per data center, we would have been choosing the virtual machine on which host to put that virtual machine. For now, there's only just one host, so we're just gonna click next. Okay. So this is the data store for the second host. Next. Yeah, same thing. Windows 8, but this time I'm gonna give 20 GB each, because in the last host we nearly ran out of space. It was just 100 GB, although everything is thin provision. Okay, it's even taking longer now. Okay, so hey, when we do it, then we know it, right? So this is the beauty of live demo, or when you're redoing it at home, and you should redo that at home. You're gonna miss a lot if you're just watching it, and you're gonna forget it if you don't do it at home. Okay, so click finish. So I'm gonna be following up as well for who has done what. Oh, I did not give it 32. Okay, the first one is 30 GB, 32 GB. Second one, I'm just gonna add 2020. This time I'm just gonna try to remember as well. New virtual machine. Once I complete this, then I'm just gonna put OS in one of the machines to install OS on that. I think I'm gonna have much bigger space there in the New York data center. VM05. See how patient you have to be. Okay, can we clone one of the VM from Toronto to New York? Yes, that's another good, but I wanted to go with the process of creating a template first and then create a clone. Right now, just creating a basic environment. So we need to play with the template, because day-to-day tasks for a VMware admin, we need to play with templates. We need to create different templates for different departments, different hardware, sometimes, and different software settings. So the golden template, how do we create that, and then maintain that template as well. So we're gonna play with those as well. So at that time we can clone as well. Right now, maybe I'll just not create the third machine, but I just want to go with that scenario. Okay, and 5.5. I need to remember that I need to put it to 20 GB. Okay, so 8. That's why it's creating everything. Oh wow. Okay, I did miss that. That's a good point. So I'm just gonna put it to 20 for now, because thick provision, the speed is better. But my my host is thin provision, right? Okay, there was mutiny. Was about to have a mutiny. Kids. Okay, so let this finish, and yeah. So on the VM04, how do we start this host, and how do we add an ISO to this, right? So for that, if we try to see what are the options there, so when we click manage, um, so oh man, this settings, global settings, I don't know why is it coming. Anyway, here's that. So edit settings is here for that virtual machine. So I'm just gonna power on. I can open console here for that virtual machine. These are the basics already. This action is not available for any of the selected objects at this time, and why not? So I'm just going to be going for the VM storage. No, not for the VM storage. So I'm just I want to go for the data store and upload the ISO for that data store. So I have Toronto data store, and this data store is also protesting now. Hey, what's the matter? Oh, sorry. So if I go to browse files here, let's see if it lets me do that. So anyone is at this step. So this is the data store in which the 3 virtual machines are. Okay, 2 people are with me. Cool. So this is the data store where 3 virtual machines are created. I'm just going to create a folder called software, and this is a first data store. We ran out of space there. I wanted to fill up the New York data store, because both are local data stores, right? This is a local data store for Toronto. This is a local data store for New York. So New York one has more space. Later, yeah, we need to change that to thin provision, as Shai indicated there, and I completely forgot that. So I'm in the data store for New York. So if I go back to the drawing here, where I'm not planning to crash it, so we're going to be creating here on this data store a software folder in which I'm going to upload the ISO of Windows 8, right? So how do I do that? I am in the data store of New York, which seems to have good space there. So I'm going to create a folder here called software and click create. And so the upload is supposed to work, but this is one other place where we would so I'm just gonna click this, see this cylinder, install the client integration plugin to enable file transfers. So let's click that and see this. Do you want to run or save VMware client integration plugin? It's an exe file from localhost. This type of file could harm your computer. Yeah, please harm. No, don't harm. I mean, like, please run. So save, guys. You're doing that, right? The testers, and I'm thanking you for verifying. So this is the plugin that would allow, so Microsoft close the following browsers to proceed. Really, seriously. Okay, this is a plugin that will allow what? The file transfers, right? So I'm just gonna close this browser as it is requiring me to do. If I don't do that, what will happen? I cannot transfer files from the host or from wherever the ISO is to this data store. I need to upload the ISO to this data store. Why am I doing that? Because the virtual machines only has this source, will have this source to get any file to install. So they would have this ISO. If they want to mount an ISO, the path will be from the data store, right? So that's why I need to upload a ISO file inside the data store, which the virtual machines can see and get as software from. But if I need to upload it from the browser, that's where the client was so cool. But anyway, since the browser based web client is the future, so let's go ahead with that future. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm just gonna close the browser now and retry. Hello, I am asking you to retry. Yes, you. Oh, is there any other browser open? Nope. And nope. So yeah, it's I think in the background it's processing. Oh, seriously? Okay, so this client integration plugin, yeah, okay, it retried, it's back, it's okay. We just need to be a little patient. Next, and I accept, next. So it's gonna install there. Yeah, go ahead. So this plugin is being installed on a vCenter machine, right? Because the browser is on the vCenter machine. Click install. Okay, let's see if it really works, because welcome to Microsoft. Okay, I didn't mean that. So okay, I'm going to the Internet Explorer again to open the browser, and I'm gonna go inside my vCenter to upload the ISO there, so the virtual machine could mount that ISO and start the installation of Windows 8. For that, I'm just gonna click certificate, that link that I saved for localhost colon 9443 vSphere-client. Guys, I didn't have to do that for vSphere client, not the web client, the console based client. I didn't have to do that for that. It would just right away upload. Administrator at vSphere.local. Enter. So I hope it works, but sometimes if it doesn't, then okay, then there was another solution. Then there was that knowledge base that I already had cut out for this occasion, but I hope it works. I'm gonna go for the storage here for the New York data store. The files, manage files, data store. All the files are showing here, and inside the software, although it's gonna ask us anyway whenever we upload. Okay, whoa, okay, upload a file to the data store. Amazing, it's working the first time. Whoa. So this site is using VMware integration. Do you want to allow? Yeah, allow. Oh, okay, I was too late. Okay, again. Was I too late? Yeah, I was just reading that. I should have. I think it denied that, right? Should upload that now. Fresh. Store. Upload. Seriously? Well, if I did not click that allow in time, and who was denying that? Let me check that. Yeah, it's already there. Refresh. Guys, are you trying this? And should be working fine. I should have just clicked the allow in time. Upload not working, downloading again and again. Oh, seriously? Are you on Chrome? Because I'm also amazed that it is working for the first time, and I should have clicked that allow. Otherwise, you download that plugin for the browser again and again, and it's mucho frustrating. That's the best. Okay, it's asking again, allow. That's it. Okay, it's working. And if it's not gonna work, and if you're stuck, guys, I'm gonna show you the vSphere client that it comes handy in these situations where you're stuck and maybe you want to work out something sooner. So we're gonna upload something from there as well. So right now it is allowing me to upload, so I need to upload the ISO Windows 8, but where do I go for that? What I'm checking is the C drive of my server 2, which is the vCenter, and I want an ISO, not the modded file. So I'm just gonna copy an ISO of Windows 8 inside the vCenter, right? Which will be the ISOs I have here. And there's that enterprise Windows 8.1. Copy that, put it to the second one. Need to create a folder called software, because later we're going to be adding more software. We're going to be adding another hard disk. There you go. No paste. Okay. Where's that shared folder thingy? We'll make it work. Okay, good. Oh, uploaded? Shayad? So it is working. It was not working and it is working now. Good. Guys, others, please try to have your environment working with me. I really need, if we're working together, and try to have two screens, or just connect your laptop to your TV and tell your kids not to see cartoons now during the class time. Okay, well, I cannot do that, definitely, with my kids. Okay, so that's why I have another screen. Yeah, this is, so I'm just going for the ISO from the shared screen, refresh, copy, and this PC. So what I'm doing now is I've copied from my laptop operating system to my server 2 vCenter folder the ISO, and this ISO I'm going to upload to the data store of New York data center, right? So if I go for the diagram here, so in this ESXi 2 I have I'm just copying the C drive of this ESXi 2 Windows Server 2012. No, I'm not doing it here. I'm doing it here. The vCenter 2, vCenter Server 02. I'm just in the C drive of this Windows 2012 R2 server. I'm putting the ISO, and then from the C drive I'm just going to upload it from the C drive. Wow, I can write here like this. Wow, it's painful, but anyway. So in the C drive, I put the ISO. Then I'm going to upload it through vCenter to the data store 1 of the ESXi 2. So this is what's going on, right? So it's in the C drive, and through vCenter it's going to go to the data store 1 of ESXi 2, and from here my VM04 is going to look here. Hey, are you offering me some ISO? Okay, whatever I can look is, I can just look here in this area, data store, local data store that is available for me. And oh, there's the ISO, okay. And then it's going to load that ISO and start the virtual machine, right? So I'm just putting it here, it's there already, and then I'm going to upload it here. Is that correct? Or is it? Alright, let's go ahead. So it's there in this local software folder. That's not the data store software folder. It's I should have named it different, but this is the local Windows 2012 C drive software folder. So yeah, I'm there in the C drive, and then software folder. Should have named it different. Now it's inside my server 2 C drive. From there I'm going to try to upload it now to the data store of New York, data store of New York. Ugh. You know, it's dinner time. Okay, so this is the local C drive. Double click that, and there you go. Upload is going. Yes, and it's too late. Okay. But if it's uploaded here, I'm just gonna put it inside, right? Oh, seriously? Okay. Let me just try it again. But if I, yeah, you're right. If I should do this and then this, while that is going on, let me just cancel that. Can I? Oh, my favorite options are there. Settings, global. What is this? Adobe Flash. Seriously? It's not gonna cancel, right? Oh, it's going to cancel. Okay, guys. I don't know what this Adobe option is showing me. Yeah, okay, let's just face it. What's the setting you want me to show? Close. There's that cancel button. Cancel. Okay. So I'm canceling this upload. Now in the client I'm going to show you it doesn't need all this, you know, extra steps. So in order to directly upload it to the software, I have to select the software, upload, and then double click that again. So now it should be putting directly inside this folder. Otherwise it should have been in the root, and you know, then since we have comments on the chat that directly uploading there is not a good idea, although I would have tried to, or we would have tried to see that, you know, that's with that saying let's put it to test. Anyway, so this is uploading from the vCenter server to the data store 1 of the ESXi02, right? But this is the browser based way of doing things. If I minimize now browser based client and minimize the whole thing, and now I go for console based client, although I put the link there, I shared the link there. So this is the VMware vSphere client, the older client. I put the link here already anyway. But if I start with that and upload one more file, that's gonna be you know, a straightforward step, like a breeze, like whew, oh, not that breeze. So administrator, I just closed it so you don't get confused, but just trying to show you that it does get handy in certain situations where you have both clients available and maybe you want to do something faster, and maybe you're so used to it, or there could be a lot of other maybes. So while this is opening, I'm just going to go back to the web client. Let me know in in chat if this is confusing that I am switching the clients. I'm just trying to show you. Okay, cannot complete login due to an incorrect username or password. Oh, that's what I do. Ah, seriously, vSphere.local. Why did I do that? Okay, while it opens, let's check the progress of the ISO. Oh, it's 100%. So it's inside the software. Now this ISO should be available for the VM04. So okay, the other client also popped up. So the ISO is loaded there. I just wanted to quickly show here in the console based as well the same thing, right? So this is the console based or the older client. If I go inside the virtual machines here, or if I keep it clicked, this ESXi01, we have uploaded that ISO in the ESXi02, right? So but I'm going to ESXi01, and then if we go to storage, and I'm on the configuration tab, and then going to storage here where there's a warning. Yes. So there's a data store here, storage configuration. I'm just showing extra options here that sometimes if you're in an emergency, browse data store. If you right click the data store here, and there you go, the same type of folder, right? So if I go for new folder here and put it soft or software, whatever, there will be a new folder when I click there. And then if I want to upload something here, upload file or folder, see, so easy. So I just uploaded a text file. It didn't ask me all those questions like browser, hey, install that plugin, and sometimes you have to reinstall that plugin like 2 or 3 times. So that's it. Okay, close. Minimize this console based client, and I'm back to my browser based client. So see, that was so easy there in console based client, but I'm not going to switch, so there should be no confusion. Or if there's no confusion, I should show other features as well. Okay, so this is uploaded, and if I go to virtual machines now for the VM04, settings, actually I should be doing the right click to reach the settings, because okay, it's okay. Oh, seriously, wow, why? Okay, anyway, okay, need to click somewhere here on the line so it doesn't check the option here, and let me get rid of that extra option. So I'm just going to go to the edit settings of the VM04. Okay, VM04. So there's that hard CD-ROM that I want to connect the ISO to, and there's no pass-through CD-ROM, so there is that. Okay, sorry, pass-through CD-ROM emulate. See, if I go here on that client, I'm really getting tired of that. Okay, vSphere client and edit settings. I just wanted to quickly show you there as well. Edit settings. You're about to edit a virtual machine of version 10 or higher. Only version 8 features will be available for edit using this client. Oh, okay. And CD this. Oh, first I have to add that CD-ROM. Sorry. See the client device option. Yeah. So let me just go. No, there in the console-based client, I had to actually add the CD-ROM, but here I'm so used to that other client. So client device CD option. Yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for this. Okay, data store ISO file, and then the data store 1, and then software, and there it is. Okay, cool. Press OK and connected power on. Let's not forget this, and press OK. So VM04 20%, and okay guys, anyone else is having this settings, global settings, about why every time I'm getting this? I think maybe I have to restart the browser or the full machine to get rid of this. Anyway, so I'm just going to click somewhere here, power on. So oh shoot, seriously. Okay, and open console. The action is not available for any of the selected objects at this time. Seriously? But do I need that? Okay, so it's basically Adobe Flash Player. I just installed Adobe Flash Player. I enabled it, right? Just like, and it doesn't come in Google Chrome, this option. So when I install that, so anyway, so guys, it's powered on right now, and it is working. Is it? So it's running or not? Oh, you're having this issue in IE? Not having. Okay, thanks for clarifying this. So maybe I need to have the Adobe Connect as well. So what am I doing here? So yeah, I wanted to see that, and I think I don't have those. I think I have to have Adobe Connect for that. So I'm just gonna go back to my lovely favorite VM04, where the machine is on and the console is showing so fine, and but it's also okay. So it grabbed that Windows 8. Let's just click that next. Oh, there's no VMware tools, so it's difficult to have the mouse movement. So if I go directly to that option, next, finish, it's not gonna be easy. So when it installs, then it's gonna give alright, okay, it's gonna be smoother. The mouse actions will be smoother when we install, and custom or install, doesn't matter. Okay. So it's installing there, and I think I should go for Google Chrome to easily do some of the tasks, because it's asking for plugins, right? But if you're not you're not having this option, this problem, maybe I have to just close and restart the machine to have this working again. But anyway, I wanted to see that machine turned on. But it's just giving me that option of that no, you cannot see that. So I'm just gonna go back further, virtual machines, or I'll just go to home, vCenter, No, we're gonna be setting up the network. We're gonna be right now, if the user wants to connect, as soon as this machine gets an IP, we're gonna be pinging, and inside the machine we have to just enable the remote desktop, right? So remotely we're gonna be able to connect to this virtual machine, because if the virtual switch is there, and it's connected to the physical adapter, so this machine, as soon as it gets the IP, it's gonna be connected there. So I'm just going to the host and cluster here, and to the New York machine, New York host, and then to the VM04 virtual machine. Okay, while this is starting, I want to add, are we installing Windows 8 or on VM4? Yeah, so we are installing Windows 8 on VM4. So what did we do till now is here, Control Z, the last confusing line. So we did upload the ISO here, then we so we copied the ISO to the server 2, then we uploaded it here, and then VM04 was given the path of that ISO. So now the VM04 is starting with Windows 8 and installing it. Yeah, so in your machine chat and the chat, there's a comment in my web client, it is showing VM04 is powered on. Yeah, it is powered on because, oh, it is. So I started it myself. Did you start it? Because it cannot just power on by itself. You have to start that, right? So if I'm going to the web client, I just saw it in the console based client or the older client, but in the web client, when I'm trying to see the virtual machine, it is showing me that this action is not supported. I want to open the console. When I click open console here, so let's see this error. Okay, it's not giving me the selection. Hello. Okay. And Internet Explorer blocked a pop-up. Okay, got the culprit here. Internet Explorer, I salute you. Sir, you can see the salute in my camera. I'm saluting you, Internet Explorer. Okay. Always allow pop-ups. You. Okay. But yeah, I just allowed the pop-up. Let me just open the console again. Well, it's coming back, but these are some of the things that we need to get used to. Let's go to summary as well. I just want to open a separate console. So I'm just gonna go back to that machine. And try to open the launch console. Waiver Tools is not installed. Okay, I'm opening the console again. If I go straight to the console, it should be opening, but Internet Explorer was blocking that, right? So I hope it's not blocking now. It was actually a pop-up blocker, not, we should unblock the oh, seriously? Yeah, now. So yeah, guys, so for IE, the pop-up blocker, just unblock this website or just close that feature or uncheck that feature of pop-up blocker as well. So remote console is connecting. It's Internet Explorer is so user friendly and so admin friendly that sometimes we just need to hit our head to the nearest wall here. So okay, anyway. So yeah, so it's gonna go on and on until, let me just check if it internet options, Let us put it. Let us try to put it to the. Okay, it's in the safe side already. Some other plugin is missing now. Anyway, so while it's figuring out what went wrong with the browser, if I go to the console-based client, and right-click, open console. There you go. That was fast, right? Okay. So in these situations, when your browser is, you're getting used to your browser, and browser is getting used to you or me. So in these times, while we're getting used to our browsers, this really gets handy, where you go for a vSphere client, and you just see live what's going on. Just close again. Okay, at this stage, I'll minimize that again. Yes, browser, where are you at now? Okay, so this is while the virtual machine is really working. Oh wow, seriously. So I'm just gonna go back and quickly try to add two hard disks to the ESXi01, which really needs it now, right? So how to do that? So I'm just gonna go to vCenter, go to storage. So VM04 on New York, in New York Data Center on ESXi02 is loading Windows 8. So New York Data Center is busy, right? Toronto Data Center data store has run out of space. We need more space. So how do we do that? Let's go to ESXi01 up there. So this means that I went I've just got two more hard disks from the store, from the inventory, just ordered from the company. For maybe we have Dell hosts, hardware servers, or we have HP hardware servers. And then I went to the data center, to that server. I applied for all the approvals to have the downtime, or I vMotioned all the machines to the other host while I shut down this host. Or for now, I am hot adding this hard disk, but it's not going to show in the vCenter until I restart that ESXi, right? So I'm just going to the on the ESXi01, the Toronto, inside the Toronto data center, and I'm going to the settings and clicking add, press yes, and the hard disk is there. Next, 100, and alerting all the space now. Nope, I still need space in my laptop. So spread virtual disk, yeah, it's okay. Next, yeah, this will be the name for this ESXi VM. So this is the second hard disk. I'm clicking add again, hard disk, selected right away on the hard disk. Next, nothing here. Next, nothing here. Next, 100 GB again. Next, and finish. Two more hard disks added to ESXi01, not two. Right? ESXi01 gets two more hard disks. Press OK. Now the hard disks on this data center. If I go to on this host in New York data center, so if I go to this hosts and clusters, okay, it's still loading. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly peek into, alright, and the that console-based other client, vSphere client, and there it's saying, okay, the operating system is ready. Does it write something? Okay, yeah, got the mouse there. So this is VM04. Enter. Okay. Control Alt to get the mouse out. Although I can have that console open, I'm just gonna go for Express setting. Since VM tools are not installed, so I do not have mouse under control. Checking internet connection. Yeah, while you go ahead with that, Windows 8, I'm gonna minimize the console based client, and I'm back on adding the 2 hard disks, right? So this host just got 2 new hard disks, right? So if I go to storage, I'm already in the manage. If I go to storage here for, no, not this host. Which host? This host got the new hard disk, right? ESXi01. Okay, and in the storage, and then storage devices. $100 GB I can see. Okay, there should be 2 more showing for ESXi01, but it's not showing, right? Or maybe it's loading. Maybe it does show. If not, when I restart, then it's going to, right? So refresh, rescan. Although they say that okay, rescan, and it's going to scan again, but you know, okay, I'll just give it one rescan. Scan for new storage devices. See, I added the 2 new storage, and press OK. Maybe it turns up now. There's that 0%. It is rescanning the storage. But what really happens is, if it does turn up without restart, that would be a wow or good. But yeah, we need to restart here. So I'm just exhausting all the options. It came up for you? Oh right, seriously. Okay, let's see. It should come up then. Go, 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 go. Did you rescan, Shahid? After rescan, okay. Oops. Okay, I was looking at the chat, and there you go. Our disks are showing there. Woohoo! What did I not do before? Okay. Anyway, that's good that we checked all the available options, but it does not come easy if we do not check the rescan. Yeah, that was it. Okay. Anyway. That was live, so I'll check for the 2 network cards as well, but it did not come in Google Chrome, I think. But it's not browser based. I think I did not rescan when I was practicing. Okay, wow, that's it. Good. So ESXi1 has 2 more hard disks here, and now we can create other virtual machines. Or we can have those virtual machines use, but we have to create first the data store over this local storage that we have added, or we can expand that data store. So this will be another, so we can reach here, but these are going to be some extra steps that we need to take, like number of steps. We did add the hard disk, and when we rescan, it turned up, so that's good. And while we have installed Windows 8 on VM04, just remember to to check for the pop-up blocker, which is going to block. But if I go to the second screen, oh wow, okay. So we need to still Google it. That it's gonna keep on going like this. I think in Google Chrome it was okay. So we need to check in Google Chrome as well. I can just do a quick check in Google Chrome right now, just to see if this is again Internet Explorer friendly feature of that when we try to open a virtual machine console, it's not showing, or it's just going for again and again. So if I'm just doing a quick check on Google Chrome as well. So this is the third browse. This is the second browser I'm trying to connect. Oops, why do I miss that? At vsphere.local. I'm just trying to check if the open console is already working there in Google Chrome. It was pretty smooth before. It had been pretty smooth. Maybe it needs some plugin as well. vCenter, hosts and clusters. New York data center, ESXi2. Yeah, it's HTTP is crossed on the web page. It's because of the self-signed certificate. We don't have the, either we should have a certificate authority within the Windows environment, or we should have some external certificate authority if our machines are, going on the WAN. Data center is connecting to another vCenter across the WAN. Okay, so what I wanted to check in Google Chrome was, if I right click here, see guys, in Internet Explorer that pop-up was so much annoying me, and here that Adobe pop-up is not annoying me, but open console is okay. Anyway, it's not showing because the console is already open, or what? Let's check. In Google Chrome, yes, it is, because I've opened the console there. So let me close that. Now, till now we see that it's still going on, right? Until we have a solution. Close this. So the console is not open in Explorer. Minimize this. Now I'm in Chrome, and the same screen, right? Oh, it requires a download plugin as well. Launch console, does it work? So it's resolving host here. Well, but I needed to download that plugin. But that plugin was supposed to be for file transfers. Well, it's also staring at me. So yeah, if we have the proper plugins and available and pop-up blockers disabled, then we could have better browser-based experience. But if I just go for one more thing, certificate, your connection to local browser is encrypted using it. Yeah. The website stop is an invalid certificate. Yeah, we can have zero block. Yeah, there's no pop-up blocker going on. So there's no site settings. Seems okay. So, but it's the same result. Keeps going. VMware Tools is not installed. Yeah, it should be installed. And if I just click Launch Console, and okay, while this is going on, I have that other handy console-based client open. So, no, that's not cheating. I'm just talking to myself. Okay. And create local account. Admin, password. Enter. Oh yeah, well, this is done in this client. Okay, close. Okay guys, so it is 10, and that's where we reached till now. What we have done is we're going slow and steady, but we're trying to understand what we're doing and how It says on upper right corner the remote console is connecting. Yep, right on the chat. There are some comments. From web client it doesn't connect. It is because SSH is disabled on ESXi. So this is a question. Let's try to confirm that. It says, yeah, okay, yeah. So we're gonna be trying to solve this. Please try to send the screenshots for previous pending one lab and this one as well. Many of you have sent it, and many of you have not. So it's still many to many. What we have done till now is all this. We have checked 2 clients, and we have been working on both clients side by side to check which one is quicker and where we have some hurdles, and the 2 browsers as well. So we should have experience with all types of clients, and then we create 3 machines. Then we also are working on local data stores, and we have added 2 hard disks here till now, and so we're gonna start from here in next class. That we're gonna be creating a new data store. Then we're gonna be adding creating or changing the data store for this virtual machine from data store 1 to the newly created data store 2. And later then we're going to be trying to know more features of storage and networks. So guys, also one more thing is that wait for my email. This Wednesday and Thursday there's a festival coming for Muslims. So for it's a big festival, so just stay tuned for the emails. Okay, yeah, you need in the chat there's a comment that you need ISO for Windows 8. Okay, I'll put that. I'll upload that there and put it on the Google group. So yeah, for this Wednesday class, so before that I'm just gonna send an email for the group if we are having the Wednesday class on Wednesday, or will it be any other day during the week, or will it be still again that next Monday, right? Yeah, so slides and that Windows ISO. So I'm just gonna put it all there. Good night everyone, and please try to send those screenshots as soon as possible, the pending ones as well, and this one till today. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Please let us know if the class is being cancelled or scheduled or any other day, as I have to meet. Okay, sure. If the video is yeah, upload it to the Dropbox, right? It still has. You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of that. Welcome.